welcome to Wine of the Day, day number 10. I just did a Facebook post with a picture of the bottle because lately my wines of the day on video, especially later when we do them later in the day, I notice it's really hard for you guys to see the label. So I want you to be able to see the label quickly. Anyway, so I just did a Facebook post. Hopefully people are joining and watching us. I want to talk about a couple things that I would like to offer to you, our viewers of Wine of the Day and all of our videos for Mrs. Wonderful's Cafe. So we're tasting a really special wine today, so I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait to get into that with you. But first, I wanted to offer for everybody who's been watching Wine of the Day or seeing it, we'll do a Facebook post too. I forgot to mention that in the post, but I would love to offer 10% off the Wine of the Day. So at Mrs. Wonderful's, if you're in Polson or near Polson, and you're interested in buying the Wine of the Day, every day we'll do 10% off that Wine of the Day, and that'll be good for 24 hours after I post Wine of the Day. So we're in the winter, we're not open every day. We're only open Wednesday through Saturday for lunch, and then Wednesday and Friday nights we're open for dinner. But you can just reply in the comments that you want a bottle of whatever the Wine of the Day is, and then message us privately on Facebook at Mrs. Wonderful's Cafe to just send us your phone number or your email so that we can get in touch with you when we're open, so that you can come pick up your wine. And sometimes I don't have a lot of the Wine of the Day in stock, so what I'll do is I'll have to order the wines, and then they'll be there no later than the following Friday after we do the Wine of the Day video. Anyway, it's as simple as just letting us know that you want to buy a bottle of the Wine of the Day. You'll get 10% off whatever the price is, which is a pretty good deal. So there's that. So I want to incentivize you guys to be able to enjoy the Wine of the Day with me. I know I taste a lot of expensive wines, but I'll try to do some more wines that are really great deals so that you can buy them and not feel like you are spending too much on a bottle of wine, because I know of all people, it's hard to spend a lot of money on wine, so I'm definitely sensitive to that. So anyway, 10% off Wine of the Day. You can call us at the cafe as well and leave a message on our phone if we're not here, 406-319-2080. I think also it's on Facebook. So anyway, that'll be fun. Hope you guys are interested in that. Also, I would love it if for my live videos you would send me your wine questions. It can be any wine question. It can be about whatever we're tasting that day. It could be about something I said. It could be about a previous video. It could be anything wine related. Send me questions, and then even if you're watching it afterwards, not live, still just write your question in the comments, and I can address it in the next video. And we're going to try to do these every day. We skipped a couple days, but the goal is to do these every day. And hopefully we'll get organized enough that I'll do these at kind of a consistent time every day, and so you guys will know what time every day I do these. Okay, so that I also want to tell you guys about the Wonderful Wine Club. So I'm going to start the Wonderful Wine Club. These are going to be my picks, my wonderful wines that I love, great quality, great deals, natural wines, organic viticulture. I've got a couple options. So what I'm going to do is do a monthly, so it'll be a monthly kind of subscription to come and pick up wines at the cafe. And I'm going to do a $29 level. So you get 2 wines for $29 every month, which I think is a great deal. And there'll be a little bit of a discount built into those wines. So we'll give you wines that are a little bit more expensive retail-wise than what you're paying. So that'll be a little bit of an incentive to do the wine club. So 2 wines for $29. You get to tell me what kind of wine you want: red, white, sparkling, a mix every month, whatever. And then I'm going to do a $49 level every month as well. And that'll be 2 to 3 wines, a little bit higher price points, a little bit higher quality, more interesting. So those are 2 options. Anyway, if you're interested in doing that, if you're interested in getting a couple wines picked out by me every single month, send me a message on Facebook through the cafe or just reply in the comments. But then send me your contact info, either your phone number or your email, so I can get in touch with you and just kind of set that up with you individually. And we'll also do a special pickup party once a month for you. So we'll do, I'm thinking like the first Saturday of every month, we'll do a pickup party in the afternoon where you come and pick up your wines, and we'll have great wines for you to taste and little appetizers and things like that that will be kind of free to you or complimentary to you for being in the wine club. Anyway, so that's something fun. I just wanted to share with you guys a way to get you more wine, get you great wine. Yeah. All right. So today's wine. Let's talk about what we're tasting today. So this is a very, very special wine. We're tasting champagne. I know it's freezing out. Maybe not where you live, but here it's like insanely cold. But champagne is great to drink all year long. Love it. So the champagne we're tasting today, the producer is J. LaSalle. The vintage on this wine is a 2007, so it's an older champagne. And this is a really special bottle. And the reason that we opened this is that it was my fiance's birthday yesterday, and so we opened a really fun bottle of wine, but I didn't let him finish the bottle of wine because I said I needed some to do my wine of the day today. So anyways, we saved a little bit, just a little bit for me to do the wine of the day, and I'm so excited to drink this again because it was so, so, so delicious, and I'm so excited to taste it. So first of all, drinking champagne. I like just a regular wine glass for drinking champagne. I don't like flutes. I think that they kind of, you don't get as much aroma, you're not able to swirl the wine, and I don't mind if my champagne loses a little bit of its bubble as I'm tasting it. And I also like to pour really little pours so that I can keep whatever fresh in the bottle and then pour lots of little glasses of wine. That's kind of what I like to do when I'm drinking wine. And we use the Riedel, which is a maker of wine glasses. Magnum is the style of glass, and it's an all-purpose glass for white, red, and like I said, I like to use it for sparkling too. So don't feel like you need a certain type of glass to drink wine correctly. They do, a lot of companies make, and Riedel makes many different shapes of wine glasses that are special for different varieties, and that would be kind of a fun thing to do a tasting with you guys on camera using different wine glasses. But I just like a really nice all-purpose glass for everything. So anyways, let's taste this. So I mentioned 2007. What makes this wine in particular so special? So this wine, the Champagne J. LaSalle, this is a special club wine. So what does that mean? So in Champagne, in 1971, a bunch of independent growers of Champagne, so small family producers, not the big guys that make lots and lots of champagne, but the small producers of champagne, they came up with this idea of the Special Club for basically a marketing tool to help promote these small producers of champagne that joined this club. I think right now, I forget what it is. I was looking at my phone to see how many there are, but I think there's like 40 or 50 different producers who are part of the Special Club. I can't remember. So what they did is they came up with this idea to basically review the wines from each vintage, the champagne wines from each vintage, and decide whether or not the vintage was of a quality to do this special bottling called Special Club. And then they came up with this special bottle. It's a very, very distinctive shape. It says Special Club on it. So you will only ever see the Special Club wines in this particular bottle. And no one else can use this bottle. Only these producers in Champagne who make the Special Club can use these bottles. So they came up with this special bottle so that it has a distinctive look so that you would know that this is a special wine. So it's a way for these growers in this group of small family producers to promote wines that are of a special quality. And when you see wine, a Special Club bottle, usually they're actually really good deals for the quality of the wine, the vintage wine. And they designate that this is a very high quality champagne. So what do? They basically have a panel of judges. They're peer-reviewed wines. So they sit down, they taste all these wines blind, and they first decide whether or not in that particular vintage, is the vintage itself, meaning the wines made from that particular year, good enough or high enough quality to be able to offer Special Club bottling. So in some years, they won't even do any Special Club wines. Next, they'll do another tasting where they taste all the individual producers. So there's many different producers in the club. So there's Jay LaSalle, there's Pierre Gimonet, there's these different producers that are part of this club. Then they go through and taste all the wines and they decide which producers have wines that are of that high of a quality that they can make the Special Club. So not all producers make Special Club in a given year. Anyway, just that's a lot of information, but it's just to let you know that these wines are from small family producers, and if you see this bottle that says Special Club, it's been reviewed by people in Champagne, these growers in Champagne, to be of a very, very special, high quality champagne. So I was just introduced to Special Club in the last couple of years. I didn't even know about it, even though I've been tasting champagne for a long time. They don't seem to be everywhere, but if you do come across them, they're wonderful wines. So anyway, that's what Special Club is. These producers also, you think you know the microphone? I totally forgot the microphone. Let's see if that picked it up. Could you guys even hear me? Do we get any feedback? Were they able to hear me on the microphone? Hello? Uh-oh. We had the microphone plugged in and I didn't have the microphone on. So hopefully you guys were able to hear all that, because I just talked about a bunch of different things. But if not, we'll do a redo. So anyway, let's go ahead and taste this. I was just talking about Special Club. This is a 2007, so they also released these. They're aged for quite a bit of time on the yeast in the bottle, which gives them an added complexity. That's why Champagne's so beautiful. That's why Champagne, vintage Champagne and Special Club Champagne are such special wines, is because they've been aged for a length of time on the yeast, and that gives them this added power and complexity and doughiness and these characters from the wine aging with the yeast in the bottle for a long period of time. So this wine is super doughy. You get this very distinctive bread dough character or pastry character. I know I've talked about this a lot in other Method Champenoise wines or wines, sparkling wines where the wine is fermented in the bottle, which Champagne always is, and then aged on the yeast. So you add. I've talked about this a little bit before, I think, but to make Champagne, you take still wine, like regular white wine, and you put it in a bottle. You add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of yeast, and then you put a crown cap, like a beer bottle cap on the top, and you let the fermentation happen. And those yeast eats the sugar, and it creates CO2 and a little more alcohol, but the CO2 doesn't have anywhere to go because there's a crown cap on the bottle, so the CO2 stays in the solution or in the wine, and that's how you end up with Champagne. It's actually pretty simple, but anyway, so you end up and then you let the wine sit in the bottle with that spent yeast for several years. And like I said, this wine would have sat on the yeast for 8 to 10 years. So long time. So you get all those doughy characters that you get from, like, literally when you're making bread dough, right? You've got yeast and you've got flour and you've got water, and those yeasts are working and doing whatever they do, and you get those yeasty, doughy characters, and that's why bread is so delicious too. And so anyway, same thing, different type of yeast. Bread yeast is different from wine yeast, but same idea. You get these doughy characters from the yeast being in the bottle. This wine is absolutely beautiful. So there's an elegance to champagne. I know if you haven't watched my blind champagne tasting, I kind of talk about the depth of character and the complexity and the yeastiness that champagne has that makes it so beautiful. This has a real ripe citrus character that's really pretty. I almost get a little bit of a lychee character, the tropical fruit, like a little tropical character. Has a lot of doughy, brioche characters on the finish as well. Let me know. Try some champagne, try some Method Champenoise wines. See if you can find that doughy, yeasty character that I'm talking about. It's really so delightful. This is beautiful. Champagne has screaming acidity, which is why it's so amazing also, and such an amazing food wine. Champagnes go great with all sorts of wine because they have so much acidity, especially with like creamy foods or fatty foods. Acidic wines plus fat is in food is a great combination because the acidity cuts that creaminess or the fattiness of a food. Just a fun little pairing tip when you're trying to match wines and food. Has anyone given us any questions yet?
No, just a statement from Stephanie in Chicago saying we can hear
my
you.
My sister watches all of my wine videos. Thanks, Stephanie. Hi, Steffi. Okay, so Special Club J. LaSalle 2007, absolutely amazing champagne. This is not an inexpensive champagne, but it's not as expensive as it gets either. This wine is $102 retail. I have one bottle of this left. I don't think there's any more after this bottle. We had two. We opened one for Rich's birthday yesterday, and now I've got one more bottle left. If you want it, you get 10% off, so it would be like $92 or something. If you want it, send me a message or reply in the comments. Fun bottle to have around for a special occasion. Great quality champagne can go, I mean, I've had champagne that is really delicious that runs like $500 retail. That's Cristal Rosé. Cristal Rosé is like $500 retail. It's probably more now. Krug is really expensive. I think Krug is probably $250 retail or something. Anyway, so those are really high quality, prestigious champagnes that go for quite a bit more than this, and this is every bit as delicious as those wines. So I also have some other fun J. LaSalle wines on the shelf at Mrs. Wonderful's if you guys are interested. One is a 2009, and it's called Cuvée Angeline, and one's a 2005. And it's called Cuvée Spéciale, and those are both delicious. I actually had both of those for the holiday. When did we have those? Over the holidays, over like New Year's, we opened those, and they're absolutely delicious. So I thought I'd offer those to you guys. Also, if you want a special bottle of wine, include those in the 10% off since I only have one bottle of this J. LaSalle. And those are the Cuvée Angeline, the 2009 is $113. And the J. LaSalle 2005 is $93. So I know those are expensive. I also wanted to offer, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, the 10% off the wine of the day that I'm going to do for today. I wanted to offer all the wines of the day that I've done up until now at 10% off. So if you're interested in any of those, the Nero d'Avola, the house wine, what else did we taste? The Thierry Germain, any of the wines I did in my blind tastings, any of those. If you're interested in any of those and you watch the videos, send me a message and I'll get you those wines and you'll get 10% off of those. Let us know that in the next 24 hours. Okay, so anyway, wine of the day, fun to drink champagne. Always fun to drink champagne. I love it. Well worth it. I've got a wine. I have a Champagne Tassin. That's a grower champagne that's absolutely delicious on the shelf here at Mrs. Wonderful's. That's only $37 for real grower champagne. Absolutely delicious. That's about as inexpensive as it gets for champagne. So if you do need a real bottle of champagne for a special occasion, come in and see me. I can get you one that's very, very reasonable. But Cava, Cremant, so wine from France that's made in the Message Champenoise manner, but not made in the region of Champagne. Those are all absolutely delicious. You can find delicious sparkling wines for under $20, even under $15 that are absolutely amazing, that don't cost nearly as much as champagne for your everyday drinking sparklers. And this wine has been open since yesterday. Always talking about, don't feel like you can't drink a wine just because it's been open for a day or two. Absolutely still delicious. So I love that. Okay. Also wanted to tell you guys, please like our videos if you're enjoying them, and thank you, a lot of you have. And my mom's getting ready to do a live video too, so watch her next. And we've started our YouTube channel. It's called Mrs. Wonderful, and we're going to be posting our wine and food cooking videos and our wine reviews and wine of the day on YouTube as well. So if you can find Mrs. Wonderful on YouTube, find the picture of Mary Frances, because there's a couple other Mrs. Wonderfuls on there, and subscribe to our channel and like our videos there. That would be awesome if you're enjoying them. And then, I wanted to tell you, my mom has posted on YouTube now her roast chicken video, which is like the most amazing way to roast chicken. So easy. Follow her advice. She's a great cook. And I wanted to tell you that at Mrs. Wonderful's, we cook with all of our house wines. So we use the good stuff to cook. But these aren't expensive. These are like $13 retail. And anyways, she uses a bottle of our Muscadet to roast her chicken, and I think it makes it taste absolutely delicious. So anyway, promoting a lot of what we're doing here at Mrs. Wonderful's, but we love good food and we love good wine. And thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, even after if you're not watching this live. I'd love to hear what you want to learn about wine, and I will do my best to answer those. So anyway, thank you so much. Drink good sparkling wine, and I hope to see you guys soon.